Good morning, students. This is Miss Mills, and today we are going to go over our first tutorial on how to use iMovie. Now, this is going to be basically your basic tutorial. It's going to teach us how to set up our video files, how to get media into iMovie, and also how to do some basic cropping. And when we're done, we're going to export our video today. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off here on our desktop, and we're going to go to our Google Chrome. So the first thing that we're going to find is some media. So I'm going to type in corgis because we're going to work with pictures today. So I'm going to navigate to the Images tab, and I'm just going to find a picture that I like. This group of corgis looks super adorable. I'm going to take them. So to save a picture to your desktop, all you have to do is click, drag, and put it on your desktop. This means that you can't be in full screen mode when you're in Google Chrome, so make sure that you close out of that. Once I have all of my images, I like to keep my desktop pretty clean, so we're going to hold down Control and click and create a new folder. And we're going to rename this folder. So I want to call it iMovie Tutorial number 1. And I can't spell things correctly, so we're going to fix that. iMovie Tutorial number 1. And then I'm going to put all of my pictures that I'm going to use for this practice video in that folder. So now we're all nice and clean. So now that I have all my media, I'm going to open up iMovie, and you can notice that there's a lot of other projects in here. You won't have anything, but you're going to hit that plus arrow and you're going to create a new movie. We don't use trailer. Trailer is super weird. So now we have our project started and we don't have anything in there, so we're going to need to get our media in there. So you see my folder on the desktop. You see me click this Import Media button over here on the left. This is going to bring up a list of folders that are on our desktop, and you see that one that says iMovie Tutorial number 1. Click on it and click Import. So now I'm going to have every single picture that I put in that folder is currently imported into my iMovie project. So you can see all the pictures. So to start our movie is really simple. We're going to decide which picture we want first, click and drag, and put it down on what's called the reel. So now you see this picture is down here on the reel, and from there I'm just going to keep adding pictures until everything is down there. So this is all the way at the end. Now if we just scroll back to the beginning, we're going to notice something about this movement of our pictures. So our pictures tend to zoom in and out a little bit, and that is because they're not the correct size or the correct ratio. So if you go up to the top to that blue crop tool, you notice that there are multiple different options. There is Ken Burns, crop to fit, and fit. All of our pictures are going to be set to Ken Burns automatically because they're not the right size. So what Ken Burns does is allows us to zoom in and zoom out, or zoom to the left or zoom to the right, and you can manipulate how the pictures move by adjusting those boxes that are there in the middle. So you'll notice one box is labeled start and the other box is labeled end or finish. That basically says this is where the picture is going to start and the other one is where the picture is going to end. So you can tell it to zoom in really close in the middle to start off with, and then you can tell it to zoom out at the end. Likewise, you can flip it just by changing which boxes cover what and which box it is, what direction it's going. You can have it go left to right. Crop to fit is just going to give us a box that is the size of the screen, and you can adjust that a little bit. But basically, it's going to make sure that the picture is the right shape for the computer screens or the TV screens. You can also select, if you click out of the crop tool, you'll kind of see that that picture doesn't move anymore since we took the Ken Burns off of it. But you can also select fit. Fit is going to get the entire picture in the screen, but you notice you're going to get some of the black bars on the side. So you're going to have a little bit of negative space in your video. So the final thing we want to do is we want to export our video. So we go to the share button in the top corner and we're going to select file. So it's going to be called My Movie 1 or My Movie whatever for you guys. We want to rename it iMovie Practice number 1 because we like our video files to be all named the same thing. And we're going to put our initials, our first initial and last name at the beginning of the file. So that way whenever we upload it to the Google Cloud, that we can figure out whose it is. All of these settings right here, just kind of take a note of them. You don't need to change anything for today. Everything is pretty much set to the way that it's going to be, but in future videos we will be changing things. That shows how long our video is, that shows how big our file is, and we're just going to hit next. And it's going to want to automatically save to the desktop, and there's all these other folder options, but we want to save it to the same folder that we have all of our pictures. So if you hit the down arrow, you find the iMovie practice folder, and you hit next, and it's going to start rendering the video. So you see this little white circle in the top. Don't touch that until the little white circle disappears, and you get this notification in the top right corner that tells you that your video is done. Now, before we upload this anywhere, we want to go into the folder and we want to find our video file. So it's right there, and we want to double click it and open it and watch it play to make sure that the video file isn't corrupted, that it got everything in there, and that it's ready to upload, because we don't want to upload something that is incorrect. So you can see it plays through everything, and yeah, that's going to be the basis of our movies, and from here we can upload them to Google Classroom.